Battle Through the Heavens, Grand World. Chapter 238 Underground Fire Mystic Crystal Beast. Interstellar Canyon, from Profound Yin Castle. It was the largest canyon in the star-severing mountain range, and it was located between two mountain ranges. According to the rumors, in the world-shaking battle a million years ago, there were two mighty figures with immeasurable strength fighting here, cutting off a dragon vein and forming the current canyon. In the depths of the valley was a bottomless abyss. It was like a sinkhole. According to the rumors, it had been pierced through by a sacred artifact, and that sacred artifact had vanished without a trace. There was a rumor that a sacred artifact was buried at the bottom of the abyss. Over the past million years, people had been rushing like a flock of ducks, heading into the abyss in an attempt to find clues. However, it was merely adding some nourishment to the abyss, and those who had luckily survived. They were also suffering from strange diseases and soon passed away. This kind of strange thing attracted the attention of many experts. Until 10,000 years ago, in a big sect in the star field. They gathered all their strength and headed towards the abyss, wanting to find the lost sacred artifact. In the sect, there were dozens of emperor cultivation warriors, and the sect chief had even reached the monarch cultivation. The number of monarch emperor and emperor-level disciples under his command was innumerable. This time, the lineup had shocked the entire star domain. Even the major powers in the forest domain and middle domain had their eyes fixed on this place. Such a lineup could be considered a huge force even in the mysterious and unpredictable sacred heaven realm, let alone the star domain. The whole sect had gone to the abyss to search for the traces of the sacred weapon, which had attracted the anticipation of all the forces. A few days later, the news that came from the abyss had shocked all the forces. They were completely wiped out. Not a single one of them came out alive. Whether it was monarch cultivation or emperor-like, everyone who entered the abyss was buried there. When the people who were paying attention outside the star-severing valley talked about this matter, all of their hearts trembled. Everyone from that sect entered the abyss. In less than a day, they saw from afar that at the end of their line of sight, spiritual light soared into the sky, and the air shook the entire universe. The heaven and earth seemed to tremble because of it, and the pillar of light that shot into the sky pierced through the sky, causing thunder to roar in all directions. In the midst of the spiritual light filling the sky, among the observing crowd, some powerful people vaguely saw a nearly transparent giant hand stretch out, and it was enough to cover the sky and cover the earth. The giant hand was raised high up, and then it smashed down. The heaven and earth seemed to have been blasted open, and following that, the spiritual light was extinguished, and the heaven and earth returned to being clear again. The destruction happened in an instant. No one knew what had happened in the abyss, and no one knew what the giant hand was. However, since then, no one dared to go to the abyss anymore. Because of this, the abyss was listed as one of the forbidden areas by all the powers in the star field. It wasn't until 100 years later that everyone's attention was attracted by the news of a supreme saint falling in the forest domain, and they stopped thinking about the abyss. When Xiao Yan heard Jade Fairy say this, he couldn't help but become silent. The supreme saint mentioned by the latter must be Elder Yi. Don't worry. The place we are going to is still far away from that abyss. At most, it is the outer region. Xiao Yan remained silent. Jade Fairy pursed her lips into a smile and said in a clear voice. Xiao Yan nodded his head, then sighed in his heart. The origin of the abyss was actually like this. It could make countless experts fear it, and it was worthy of the name of the forbidden area. With their speed, after nearly a day, they finally arrived at the location of the Duanxing Canyon on the morning of the second day. Around the canyon was the vast desert. The mountain range in front of them was majestic, like a giant dragon crawling on the ground. If one looked down from the sky, one could clearly see that a giant dragon had been cut in half at the waist, and the canyon was pitch black, like the blood of a giant dragon, mysterious and unfathomable. Let's go. The Earth Fire Profound Crystal Beast is currently hibernating, and its strength has been greatly reduced. It shouldn't be difficult to deal with it. As an alchemist, Jade Fairy's soul force was naturally much stronger than Xiao Yan's. After standing outside the canyon and feeling for a while, her beautiful eyes opened. Joy flowed across her pretty face as she said with a smile. Xiao Yan was also quite excited in his heart. With the help of Jade Fairy, he had easily obtained 10 million monarch crystals. The best honor of the prefecture had been obtained a few months ago. Now, as long as he could obtain this metal-type heavenly core, the holy rank trial could be said to have been completed smoothly. After that, he could focus all of his attention on the journey. After leaving the star-severing mountain range, he would arrive at the Myriad Spirit Prefecture. After passing through the Myriad Spirit Prefecture, he would be not far from the Yunluo Academy. Looking at Jade Fairy's exquisite back view, Xiao Yan could not help but think of Xuan and Kai Lin. He took a deep breath and suppressed the longing in his heart as he hurriedly followed. The Earth Fire Profound Crystal Beast should have the strength of the middle-rank Heavenly Beast. With my ability, I still need to put in all my effort to control it. At that time, I will need Sect Master Yin to temporarily stop Jade Fairy and Xiao Yan. After Jade Fairy and Xiao Yan left for about a moment, Yin Jushuan and the black-robed man also flew over. Behind the black-robed man, there was a dense black key that spread out a pair of black wings. Although he did not have the strength of a monarch emperor, he was still able to fly in the sky. At this moment, he looked into the depths of the canyon. The black-robed man looked at Yin Jushuan and cupped his hands. Yin Jushuan's face twitched when he heard this. Then, a trace of gloominess flashed across his face. He said in a cold voice, "I will give you 2 minutes. If it still doesn't work, don't blame us for being heartless." Jade Fairy's strength must have recovered to its peak. With his current strength, if he still had the Golden Cauldron Blood Flame Rapier, he might be able to deal with her for a while. But now that the Golden Cauldron Blood Flame Rapier had been taken away by that red-haired kid, Yin Jushuan had lost all confidence. Hee, 2 minutes is enough. The black-robed man let out a strange laugh and made a promise to Yin Jushuan. Humph! Yin Jushuan let out a cold snort. His body moved and shot into the canyon. If this fellow was not successfully controlled in 2 minutes, he had no choice but to run. As for the life and death of this guy, it had nothing to do with him. Seeing Yin Jushuan leave, a red light flashed in the eyes of the black-robed man. With a sinister smile, he followed closely behind. Roar! In the calm canyon, a roar that shook the sky suddenly sounded. The clouds in the sky seemed to be torn apart. In the depths of the canyon, Jade Fairy and Xiao Yan were standing on a precipitous mountain peak. In front of the two of them, a scarlet golden giant beast was staring at the two of them like a tiger eyeing its prey. In its blood-red eyes, there was a murderous aura. The key that filled the sky spread out, causing the surrounding mountain rocks to quietly shatter. The giant beast looked like a wolf or a tiger. It had a ferocious appearance, and its sharp claws were flashing with a frightening white light. Its entire body was covered with dense spikes, and its strong limbs were filled with explosive strength. Its tiger-like tail swung across the air, causing the air to explode. "How dare you disturb this emperor's sleep? How dare you?" As the king of this place, the Earth Fire Profound Crystal Beast released a heavy pressure, causing the surrounding area to become silent. Its blood-red eyes stared at Jade Fairy and Xiao Yan, and its fury soared to the sky. He hasn't evolved to the Emperor cultivation level yet. It's still too early for him to call himself an emperor at this time. Jade Fairy was not afraid at all. She looked at the Earth Fire Profound Crystal Beast indifferently and said in a clear and cold voice. "A few years ago, I was targeted by you when I came here. After a big battle with you, I was seriously injured and entered the Profound Yin Castle. I was schemed by Yin Jushuan and got my way. Now, killing you can be considered as revenge." Xiao Yan also came to a realization when he heard this. No wonder Jade Fairy was poisoned by Yin Jushuan with her strength. It turned out that the latter took advantage of the opportunity to kill her after she was seriously injured. The Earth Fire Profound Crystal Beast had clearly forgotten about Jade Fairy. It let out a low roar and its voice was filled with anger. "I want to hibernate and do not wish to lower myself to your level. Quickly leave and I will spare your lives." Jade Fairy faintly smiled, but her face was incomparably cold. Her red lips parted and softly spat out a word, "Kill." After she finished speaking, she turned into a beautiful figure and rushed explosively towards the Earth Fire Profound Crystal Beast. The aura that erupted from her body was like an explosive thunder, causing the latter to be slightly startled. Immediately, her eyes turned red as she roared repeatedly. "So it's an Emperor cultivation level. No wonder you have such guts. If you dare to provoke King, even an Emperor cultivation will obediently die." An ear-splitting roar resounded in his ears. In the next moment, the man and the beast had already collided. It was as if thunder had struck the ground. Sand and dust filled the sky, and the mountain rocks were destroyed. Hi guys, please like, comment, share, and subscribe.